The meeting is now called to order. I'm happy to have my gavel back. My knuckles took a beating the other day. The clerk will please call the roll.
Legislators May, Rowley,
Here.
Burtis,
Here.
Casone,
Here.
Cody,
Here.
Abbott Keenan,
Here.
Kuhn,
Here.
Ryan,
Here.
Chase,
Here.
Holmquist,
Here.
McBride,
Here.
Bush,
Here.
Jordan,
Here.
Kinney,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Irvin.
Present.
Mr. Chairman,
Here.
May. Okay. 16 present, 1 absent.
I'm sure his connection must have gotten interrupted or something because he was on previously. So I'm sure he'll be back. Okay, moving along. Next, we have the invocation, again, by myself, since it's the month of December. I get 3 this month. Quite frankly, I thought the one I did on Tuesday was appropriate, and I think it's appropriate for today. So I'm going to, I doubt anyone will be offended if I use a similar one. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we invite you to preside over this meeting. Even if we have different opinions, give us unity of spirit. Help us to listen politely as others share their points of view. Help us to work as a unified team in combining ideas for a great outcome. Help us to work as a whole rather than as individuals trying to promote their own agendas. May we have a spirit of camaraderie in this room and work together on our shared mission. Amen. Is Leader May back on yet?
He's just joining.
Okay, we'll give him a second.
I'm ready, Dave, whenever.
Okay, excellent. Reading of the minutes. Is there a motion to waive the reading?
So moved.
Thank you. Motion to approve the minutes.
Moved.
Are there any communications to be presented?
As listed on the agenda.
Thank you. Have any written statements been submitted for the record?
None have been submitted.
Thank you. Normally at this time, we would start the regular agenda by calling the legislative districts. As is customary with the budget session, which we were in, we will go straight to item number 3, which is the budget amendment, and Legislator Burtis. So Legislator Burtis, would you like to start us off?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This I would rise or bring to us replacement number 3 with amendments A through J, and then number 4 through number 21, and urge their adoption.
Thank you. And actually, we are also have with our newest amendment, we have J through K is the.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a very new add. So thank you.
Mr. Chairman, it's Linda Irvin.
Yes.
We just got these a minute ago, and I would really like to take a recess so that we can digest this in caucus, because we have no idea about some of these amendments.
Okay. That's fine. 10 minutes. Is that appropriate?
If that's all you can give us, then yes.
Why don't we go 10, because we've discussed most of them, but yes, that's let's go with 10. If it's a few minutes more, then it's a few minutes more, but
Right.
let's go with 10 minutes. So the way we will do this is we will all sign off of the current link, go to our prospective caucus links, get together, and then when we're ready to go, sign back into the session link. Okay?
Thank you.
Very good. See you shortly.
I'm on mute. Okay, so.
Jamie, if you could let me know when everyone's back on. Jamie, if you could let me know when everyone's back on.
Will do. Everybody's back on.
Okay, everyone's here? All right, I'm advised by council that given the format that we're on, it'd be a good idea to call the roll officially one more time for the record, and then we will take up right where we left off. It's painful.
Legislators May,
Here.
Irvin,
I'm present.
Bush,
Here.
Jordan,
Here.
Kinney,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Rowley,
Here.
Burtis,
Here.
Tone,
Here.
Cody,
Here.
Devitt Keenan, Hume,
Here.
Ryan,
Here.
Chase,
Here.
Holmquist,
Here.
McBride,
Here.
Mr. Chairman.
Here.
17 present, none absent.
Excellent. Okay, so we were on the on item number 3, the budget amendment. Melanie, would you read that into the record, please?
You're on mute.
Sorry. Adopting the annual budget for the County of Onondaga for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2021 and ending December 31st, 2021. And
Motion made.
authorizing.
Don't move.
Thank you. Objections? Hearing none, motion's carried. So we have several amendments to the budget resolution, item number 3. So we will start considering each amendment, starting with Amendment A, I will recognize the sponsor, and then they can present it and we will vote yes or no. So starting with Amendment A, Leader May on my behalf.
Yes, Chairman, on your behalf, I offer Amendment A. This is to create a executive secretary position in the Emergency Management Department. As we all know, that department has been considerably strained. Much of the services that will be provided by this person when filled, I'll note that there's no funding behind this, will be to offset services and support provided from elsewhere in county government. This centralizes the duty, but again, there's no money behind it at this time.
We are told that they have grant money that they will be able to use if they fill this position.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leader May. Other comments? Okay, on each one of these, we will have to call a long call. Yes is to approve the amendment. No is to reject the amendment. And we have a regular 9-vote simple majority threshold for these. Jamie, go ahead.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
yes,
Tassone,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Abbott Keenan,
Yes.
Hune,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
yes,
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
17 ayes, none opposed.
All right, Amendment A is adopted. Okay, moving on to Amendment B. Again, Leader May, on my behalf.
Yes, Chairman, on your behalf, I offer Amendment B. This is to restore $72,368 from contingency to the contractual expenses non-government account for adult and long-term care. Specifically, this is for support of Vera House. I urge adoption to this amendment.
Other comments on Amendment B? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
yes,
Tassone,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Abbott Keenan,
Yes.
Hune,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
yes,
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
17 ayes, none opposed.
Amendment B is adopted. Okay, moving on to Amendment C, Leader May.
Thank you, Chairman. On your behalf, I offer amendment, this is my resolution.
Yeah.
This, as we all know, this has been a tough budget. $80+ million in cuts aren't easy. And one thing that's consistent across this budget, at least as it was presented to us, is virtually zero automobiles or vehicles in replacement of the county's current fleet. Well, as we all know, the Sheriff's Department consumes vehicles at a pretty rapid pace. The safety and well-being of our personnel in that area should be of paramount importance to us, and it is. That being said, we have built $150,000 back into this budget for the purchase of vehicles, particularly those which have been damaged or in accidents or seriously needing replacement. So I'm very pleased to offer this along with, and I noticed a perhaps typo on here, my good friend and colleague, Mr. Ryan, who has been instrumental in bringing this resolution forward as well. So on our behalf, Chris and mine, I urge adoption to this resolution.
Thank you. Other comments on Amendment C? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
Yes.
Pacone,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Abbott Keenan,
Yes.
Hume,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
17 ayes, none opposed.
Amendment C is adopted. Okay, moving on to Amendment D. Leader May on my behalf. Leader May,
you're on mute.
Thank you, Chairman. On your behalf, I offer Amendment D. This resolution removes the money associated with the proposed IT merger. We will talk about this more when we get to the IMA. There are further steps involved here.
Thank you. Other comments on Amendment D?
Mr. Chairman, so my understanding is that this removes all of the funding for the merger totally?
Yes, yes, it's out of the budget.
Thank you, sir.
Other comments, questions? However, I will mention that we already do have an existing agreement with the city and IT concerning the PeopleSoft program. That obviously that stays in place. We set that up a year or two ago, and actually we just amended that a month or two ago to enhance that slightly. Other comments on D? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
Yes.
Pacone,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Abbott Keenan,
Yes.
Hume,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
17 ayes, none opposed.
Amendment D is approved. Okay, moving on to Amendment E. Dr. Chase.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're all aware of the strain on resources that this pandemic has caused. And with this crisis, we have many more people in need of our services. I am asking you to help with this situation by adding 10 positions to DSS Economic Security and 10 positions to Child and Family Services. So the benefits to this are, number one, 20 people would have jobs. It would help people to expedite the services for others that are sorely needed. We need to use this time to invest in our people, not in things. We have a substantial amount of money in our fund balance, which is there to be used in crisis situations. We can well afford to take $1.373 million to support our essential workers and to support their work in our community. I'm asking for you to do the right thing and to pass this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chase. Other comments? Questions?
Mr. Chairman, it's Julie.
Yes.
I just wanted to comment, Peggy, I think this is such a well-intended proposal that you've brought forth. For me, I'm not able to support it. I'm concerned about using money at this moment. I'm very concerned about next year fund balance, but I can tell you if the state, because we know these positions are largely funded and dependent on state funding, if money comes through, I would love to consider and talk about it. And I'd like to know specifically down the line, however, if this doesn't pass right now, and it may, I would like to know where the number 10 comes from, or what the desired need is specifically for, because I do think your intentions are in the right place. I am concerned as well. I share your concerns in this department, but I'm not going to be able to support it today.
Thank you. Other comments?
Chairman, it's Linda.
Yes.
We realize that to do this would mean to touch the fund balance, but we have enough money in the fund balance to do something like this. It doesn't make sense to me that we're saving money for a rainy day when we're sitting in a hurricane. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me that these people that are needed to make our operations efficient would not be added for the sake of a $1.3 million dip into the fund balance. So I think we need to be more strategic about how we do these things. And there'll be many, many more people needing our services this year and going forward because of the pandemic. And certainly those operations are going to be slowed down tremendously without the people there to do the jobs. So I support the recommendation, and I hope someone else will support it as well.
Thank you. Other comments?
Chairman Knapp, this is Mary Kuhn.
Yes, Leslie Kuhn.
I would like to support Dr. Chase's amendment. And in response to Legislator Abbott-Keenan, I think the numbers 10 for each of them was a sort of smallish amount, because we know that there is great concern about the fund balance and what will happen next year. But right now, we don't need to wait for next year to see the mess that's going on. Our fund balance has recently increased by $7 million. And this is a very small amount of the $77 million that sits in there. And it's a small addition to the enormous need that exists both in economic security and in children and family services. And I will be in support of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Legislator Rowley.
Yep, I just want to make sure that everyone realizes that we are using fund balance this year. There's 15 million coming out of the insurance fund balance that flows through to the general fund. You know, we were fortunate enough to have a good year, if you will, in the insurance fund, because when COVID hit, people stopped going to the doctor. So we certainly saved and realized a windfall, if you will, in that fund, and we're taking advantage of it in this budget. So I don't want that to be lost on anyone. We are using fund balance in this budget.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chairman, that's not lost, but 77 million is still a lot of million to be sitting on.
Right.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Legislator Kenny.
Thank you. I'd like some more explanation about what Mr. Riley just said, because when I asked the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was told there was no money being taken from the fund balance, that there may be some used to balance this year's budget. But in this 2021 budget, I was told there was no fund balance money being taken. So could I have some explanation of that, please? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
So Mr. Kinney, Legislator Kinney, there is no general fund balance being taken in this budget. The insurance fund is a separate fund. And, you know, like I said, we realized a windfall somewhat because of COVID and because people stopped going to the doctors. So our expenses in that fund weren't as what we anticipated. So we had excess revenue over expenses, which fell to the insurance fund balance. When we make the budget in the general fund this year, we have to charge each department a share of costs to support their the cost for benefits. But we were able to offset that cost within the general fund across all departments because we used 15 million of that fund balance in the insurance fund.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It still leads the 77 million in our general fund balance. And, you know, since I've been there since 92, and I was always told it was for a rainy day. Well, folks, it may be shining sunny out right now, but we all know it's a bad year. And this is a good amendment, I believe. Thank you.
And we will be using fund balance at the end of the year to balance this year's budget. We just haven't got there yet. Also, you know, we don't know what next year is going to bring, which is certainly a concern as well. Other comments? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call, please.
Legislators May,
No.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
No.
Jordan,
No.
Kenny,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
No.
Burtis,
No.
DeSone,
No.
Cody,
No.
Abbott-Keenan,
No.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
yes,
Holmquist,
No.
McBride,
No.
Mr. Chairman.
No.
6 ayes, 11 opposed.
Amendment E is defeated. Okay, moving on to Amendment F, Legislator Ryan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, support F, and also G, if I may, kind of, this is these two kind of go hand in hand, I guess, if you will. The F is a companion bill, a companion of G. There are a number of, I'll speak to them both, I guess. So in G, if it's okay, Mr. Chairman, do you mind if I take them both?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll have to vote on them individually, but we can talk about them the same. Yep.
Okay, yeah, of course. So obviously, the comptroller, I think has had discussions with many of the legislators, and within is also his presentation. You know, I think that the comptroller's opinion, having his department, I think we talked about the flexibility, the efficiency needs it creates, and the flexibility to dutifully perform his chartered responsibilities. And the comptroller has outlined some positions, both some abolishments and some creates that would lead to some increased efficiencies and say better operation of the independent comptroller's office. So with that said, so that is the kind of G is the abolishments and the creates, and F is the dollars that are behind the creates. All appropriated would be $237,000 out of the sales tax revenue.
So just for clarification, we would be increasing the sales tax estimate prediction, whatever you want to call it, for 2021, $237,000.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All set, Legislator Ryan?
Yes.
Okay, good. Other comments on F at this time?
Mr. Chairman, I guess it's Tim.
Yep. Yes, go Legislator Burris.
Just a question. I mean, grade 35, Director of Intergovernmental Relations. I just think that's interesting. I'm not sure what that's all about, but you know,
Do so is that a question for, well, F also into G too, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think, I guess the premise is, and I think it's a good one, to initiate and foster probably greater cooperation, collaboration amongst our 19 towns and various villages. You know, I for one, would like to see this. I was before the county legislature, I spent 6 years in town government. And I think that in some instances, towns have different comptrollers' offices. And I think that that's an issue where we can have some efficiencies, and we could lower cost of government on many different levels. Not just that, you know, I was, as a town councilor, sought the advice of the county comptroller on numerous occasions. And I think that we could create a better working relationships and more efficiencies and across county government. So I think that, and hopeful that answers your question, Chairman Burtis.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Wright.
Other comments?
One more from Mr. Chairman. Sorry.
Go ahead, Leslie Burtis.
Well, the thing is, you know, so they're just a department, right? Not a branch of government. You know, I just don't fully understand. We're talking about this, so we just got done with our last amendment. You know, it's just, you know, talking about the tough times we're having. I just don't think I can support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments on F?
Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Kenny.
Thank you. I'm perplexed because the county controller is a separate elected official. The sheriff's a separate elected official. Same with the DA and the county clerk. I think he knows, or the controller, whoever it is, happens to be he this year, knows how to run his department better than we do. I don't believe this is an ask that's out of the universe. It's an ask that simply says, this is the way he'd like to try to run his department. And I find it hard to understand why you could object to that. So thank you.
Thank you. Other comments?
This is Mary Kuhn.
Yes, Leslie
I would
Kuhn.
also like to speak in support of this, and particularly the intergovernmental relations position. I think, as Legislator Kinney was talking about too, this is a separate department, and the overall responsibility for auditing everybody and many of the towns and villages. And when we were doing some transition work, this was something that was brought up as something that would be critical and also possibly a money saver for the county in the long run. So I am in support of this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments?
Mr. Chairman, this is Kevin.
Yes, Leslie Holmquist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to say that the county legislature and the county controller's office and the county executive's office enjoy outstanding working relationships together. And I think there very well could be opportunities for us to address some of these concerns later next year, when we have a better idea, as was mentioned previously several times, what's going to happen with the state budget, what's going to happen with potential federal aid, what's going to happen with sales tax, and a variety of other things in the middle of a pandemic. The county controller is in a tough spot, there's no question. However, there are 62 departments and agencies in the county that are also in very tough spots, just like the controller. I'm empathetic, everybody is. We absolutely want to work with the controller and enable him to perform his tasks in every way possible. And I'm very confident that we'll have opportunities, hopefully soon, but to act now is very foolish in any of these areas, because we absolutely have got to preserve fund balance. We've got to do everything we can to protect and support this austerity budget and all the measures that the county legislature and the county executive have taken. And we're working really well with the comptroller, and we want him to succeed, and we want to support him fully, and we will. But at this time, it's just too early. And I know that Comptroller Masterpole will do an outstanding job with his current situation, as will all of our department heads. And we'll be working with them collaboratively every month as we move along and get better answers. So at this time, I too will not be able to support this, but I very much look forward to working with the Comptroller and everybody else going forward. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Legislator Holmquist. Very well said. This has nothing to do with the comptroller himself. That this is a big picture, unfortunately, situation. And I am in the same opinion that we can create positions at any time during the year. And hopefully, if we do get some federal stimulus, or hopefully the vaccine situation gets going quickly, and we return to some normalcy and have some sales tax money, we can absolutely look at these positions. In our discussions with the county executive about this and other aspects of the budget, he agreed with us and said that he would be supportive if revenue allows, to adding at least 2 of these positions, the system accountant and the auditor. And then, obviously the other ones are open for discussion, but those being, what we deem as very important ones. So anyway, that being said, thank you, Legislator Holmquist. Any other comments on F? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May,
No.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
No.
Jordan,
No.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
No.
Burtis,
No.
Tassone,
No.
Cody,
No.
Abbott Keenan,
No.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Ryan, Ryan, you're on mute. Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
No.
McBride,
No.
Mr. Chairman,
No.
Jamie, sorry, I was, got kicked out there for a second. I'm obviously a yes.
6 ayes, 11 opposed.
Amendment F is defeated. So moving on to G. Legislator Ryan already discussed this. Is there any more comments you want to make on G, Legislator Ryan?
No, nothing that hasn't been said. Just obviously urge the changes, the abolishments to create, so that our elected comptroller can, efficiently and most effectively perform the independent comptroller's office. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Other comments on G? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May,
No.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
No.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
No.
Burtis,
No.
Tassone,
No.
Cody,
No.
Abbott Keenan,
No.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
No.
McBride,
No.
Mr. Chairman,
No.
7 ayes, 10 opposed.
Amendment G is defeated. On to Amendment H, Legislator Holmquist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to present Amendment H to this year's budget. This is having to do with our 2 election commissioners. This is adjusting their salary to $93,000 and also making it a flat salary going forward instead of being linked directly with the MC salaries, the management confidentials. So what I'd like to do is just spend a minute to talk a little bit about the history and the rationale for this. 20 years ago, many of you might remember that the Commissioner of Elections were actually flat salaried, and they sometime shortly after that were changed to management confidential. And we had a commissioner who was there for many, many years, over 30 years, and all of that time period. And because it was management confidential and that commissioner was in office for a very long time, every year with the management confidentials, as everybody knows, there are step increases and any other raises that may have happened. So the salary got to be quite high, very high. Just to illustrate the point a little bit, just 15 years ago, when I was brand new on the county legislature, the salary was $66,000 for each of them. Today, both commissioners with salary and benefits are costing the taxpayers $330,000 for 2 commissioners leading a department of 16 people. And I think this is certainly not an attempt to punish in either way the Republican or the Democrat election commissioner. Both of them are going to be having the same very, very competitive and closer to a fair market salary of $93,000. It's more of an attempt to right size the salary. And if you take a look at some comparable counties around us and you look at the current salaries of Onondaga County election commissioners relative to other counties our size or other counties with larger populations, the per capita of salary relative to the population, we are an outlier. More than double in most cases in terms of the population and the voter rolls that the department serves. Many county commissioners across New York State are part-time, many of them. And of course, we're not recommending that. We're recommending to maintain full-time positions, 2 of them for this 16-person department at $93,000 each. Another thing I'd like to point out is we talked a little bit earlier about our wonderful 62 departments and agencies across Onondaga County that, in my opinion and most people's opinion, are performing world-class services and really Herculean efforts. And there's not a single department that's not going above and beyond the call of duty. But we do have many departments with a lot more than 16 people in the department. And that department head is costing the taxpayers less than a third in most cases, and all of them are a lot less than half. I think this is more of really right-sizing it and bringing it more into an appropriate adjustment that's at a fair market level. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I would ask my colleagues to join me in supporting Amendment H and right-sizing the salary for a very modest, fair, and appropriate salary that will more fairly represent fair market salary levels and at least bring us a little closer in line with every other county in New York State. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Legislator Holmquist. Legislator Ryan, I see you raising your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, just a couple comments. I just want to respond to a little bit of what Kevin said. I don't know, the comparables, I would just, don't know, we talk a lot about comparables. We talked about that when a lot of us were going through the ledge and the county exec raises and everything else, right? So we talked comparables. comparables I have, see in Monroe County, which admittedly is a bit bigger, but not by much. That Board of Elections Commissioner, I believe, makes 130,000. And the other one in Albany, 2 hours down the road in Albany, the elections commissioner is 96,000, and they're about a third less of the population. So I guess I would just ask, my comparables don't necessarily match up. And I'd just say with departments, we have, we use or Legislator Holmquist, the use of reduced number of employees as kind of a basis or a comparable to justify the reduction in salary. We just went through massive cuts, right? I know the first thing I know that when we talk about the sheriff's department, there was 220 something road patrol when I first got on the ledge about 10 years ago, and now they're down to 184. And I think that could be basically a parallel or indicative of every department that we have around here. I think that if we're going to start talking about reducing commissioners and department heads based on employees, then I think we need to go back to the drawing board and do some about 15 different amendments. So I just don't necessarily agree with it. And lastly, with the amount of people, I think we're short. I think we're very short staffed. We talked about a budget time last year, 14 months ago, about the county's inability to pay out comp time, the accountability that the county's inability to pay for overtime accrued. We're not even paying for time worked. So clearly, the other way now, especially with the amount of voting, the interest, early voting, every other thing, I think that department needs people. So that only tells me that these elections commissioners are doing more work with less people, and if anything, should probably get a raise based upon not only the work that they're doing, but based upon what their peers are making. So those are my comments. I'll respectfully disagree.
Mr. Chairman, may I respond to Legislator Ryan?
One little point of clarification. For Monroe, I'm told that the elections commissioners make 102,000, but they are capped at 130,000 over time. So that's just a point of clarification. And Monroe County is about 50%, about a little over 700,000 people. We're about 460. Legislator Holmquist.
Thank you, Chairman Knapp. Well, once again, you're always ahead of me, but you are correct. The updated numbers are Monroe County. Each commissioner's paid $102,903, and their population is 741,770. The Onondaga County is a population of 460,528. So we're far under 500,000. They're almost at 750,000. They have 50% more population, 50% more voter rolls. And our commissioners are currently paid just shy of $100,000 each. If this amendment doesn't pass, that will go up. And because it's tied to management confidential, there is no cap. But even with the cap on Monroe County, if we leave it as is, it's just going to become more and more disparate. All the other counties around the state, Erie County, it's similar. Their commissioners are paid $115,000 and $116,000. They have 918,000 people. So they're paid $15,000 or $16,000 more with almost double the population. And the list goes down all the way down. We are absolutely an outlier. And again, it's not an attempt to punish anybody. We're talking about $7,000 reduction in a very highly paid, commensurate with the job and the workload position. The total cost has really gone up exponentially. Remember, 15 short years ago, it was $66,000. This is a bit of a haircut, not much more than that. So I don't think anybody should really overstate the intentions here. This is bringing it more back in line. The legislature is the policymaking branch of government. From time to time, we absolutely do items like this, and I think this is more than an appropriate adjustment, very, very fair. And at least it brings us closer to every other county in New York State is in terms of fair market value. And they have every bit the workload commensurate with their populations, but our salaries are just a lot higher than any other county out there on the list. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Other comments? Go ahead, Legislator Ryan.
Well, no, I just want to say, I mean, Erie in Monroe, looking west, they're bigger. No disagreement there. Albany County is 305,506 on the last census, and their commissioner makes the same as we do. So just, that's a different comparable. Thank you. Legislator Holmquist.
Other comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Legislator Irvin.
Mr. Holmquist makes his point, and that's fine. But if we're going to take this approach with this position, these positions rather, we should probably be looking at other positions. I mean, why single out this department to take this approach and not look at others that might need the same approach? I think it's kind of targeting a department that's doing a great job and not going across the board looking at other departments. So if we're going to look at all departments, I think that's fine. But just going to this one department this time, I don't think it's the right thing to do. And looking at Albany County is paying more than we're paying, and they're smaller than we are. Dutchess County paying more than we're paying, and they're smaller than we are. So it's not all across the whole state. It's just a few counties that we might be not competitive with, but it doesn't matter because they're doing the job here, and we welcome the work they're doing here. And maybe Mr. Ryan is right. We need to add some more people to them, and that might make things a little bit better as well. So I cannot support this. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can I respond?
Go ahead.
Just very briefly, I appreciate those comments from Legislator Irvin. I do want to point out that not to get ahead of ourselves, but in the next amendment, we're adding money to this department. She mentioned the department a few times. We support the department. That amendment is more than double this cut. So we support the department like every department. And I believe that would make that the only department that actually is getting an increase this year. So we support the Board of Elections. We support their efforts. We support the hard work that the staff there does. But this is a very small and appropriate adjustment that needs to happen. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Legislator Kenny.
Thank you. I was going to say most of the things that Legislator Irvin said, but I have a question. How was this figure of 93,000 picked, Kevin? I mean, to me, both Commissioner of Elections apparently are doing the job, and if anything, you keep it at 99, what they're making now, not lower it. If you want to flatten it out, to lower it to a slap in the face. Even if it's only a haircut of 7%. I mean, I'm wondering, do you want to take a 7% pay cut? I mean, I don't want to start problems here, but I don't see a rationale for that number and why it's only this department. We could look at all the departments. You might be able to do something, but I can't support this the way it's coming to us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Other comments?
This is Legislator Kuhn.
Legislator Kuhn.
Thank you, Chairman. I believe in response to Legislator Holmquist, the increase of $40,000, I think that is in relation to the previous decrease of $250,000. But I just find it interesting that after the election that we just had, where people were working 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day, had an excellent outcome. And when the Board of Elections presented to the legislature last week or a couple of weeks ago, whenever that was, it was pointed out that Onondaga County is being shown to be a highlight of the state, and other boards of elections are being asked to come and look at how Onondaga County conducts business. So I would echo the idea that when people do an excellent job, it's rather unusual to recommend a pay decrease. We also, for our population, have, from my understanding, one of the, if not the smallest staff for the population of our county. And I think that the kind of job that was just done over the past year was sterling. And this, I do believe, is a slap in the face, and I don't understand the timing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Other comments? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call. I think she might be muted.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
No.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
No.
Williams,
No.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
Yes.
Sisson,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Eva Keenan,
Yes.
Kuhn,
No.
Ryan,
No.
Chase,
No.
Holmquist,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
11 ayes, 6 opposed.
Amendment H is passes. Amendment I, legislator Holmquist on my behalf.
You're muted, Kevin.
I was halfway through my speech. Sorry about that, Jamie. This is Amendment I. It, as everybody knows, is 103 funds. It's a restoration of $40,000 in recognition of the work that the Board of Elections is doing, and we want to support them. And I urge its adoption. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Other comments on I? Hearing none, clerk will, just a point of reference here. Even before this 40,000 is restored, the overall Board of Elections budget is significantly higher than the 2019 local election year. So we should be in good shape. Clerk will call you a long call.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
Yes.
Sisson,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Eva Keenan, Kuhn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Eva Keenan.
Yes.
17 ayes, none opposed.
Amendment I passes. Moving on to Amendment J, Legislator Ryan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I may, this is the specific targeted, and listen, I fully recognize and understand there's a lot of cuts. But this is basically a put back through the HOPE grant, and what this actually does. This is a supervised visitation through the foster care. These are basically supervised visitation rights that are at the Huntington Family Center. Whereas children have been removed from families and parents of the children that have been taken away still have supervised visitation rights, and in many other circumstances, the children very much and the parents very much want to be back together, but can't for various different reasons that through the court process. So this restores some of that, obviously not all of it, but I'm just hopefully that we can take a little bit bigger hit. It's restore some back. They took a bit of a hit, and you know, it's kind of difficult. I just kind of I bring this a lot. I have a little bit of a sore spot. This is, you know, obviously a much needed facility, and I know we need a lot of them, but within that census tract and the 13204 zip code, one of the fourth poorest census tracts in the United States of America. And I'm just hopeful that we can restore a little bit of it, because it's a very, very much needed program.
Thank you, Legislator Ryan. Personally, I'll start out the comments. Our budget the past several years in the area of foster care has just absolutely exploded, mushroomed, whatever you want to call it, ballooned. Just a exponentially higher and higher costs each year. We've tried to do several things to address that. Unfortunately, the Sycamore House, which we voted on last year at this time, was not able to go forward. I think because of the state concerns. So we're back into a really tough situation with foster care. Again, a big increase this year in this budget, one of the few areas that actually increased. So the way I look at this, if we can invest $10,000 and maybe help with that foster care situation, then I think it's a good investment. My thoughts. Other comments?
This is Legislator Kuhn.
Legislator Kuhn.
Thank you, Chairman. I am in support of this too, having spent much of my career working in this arena. The idea of supervised visitation is critically important if we want to begin to return children home to their parents. So I certainly support this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call, please.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush, Bush, Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
yes,
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
Yes.
DeSone,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Abby Keenan,
Yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase, Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Bush, yes.
Thank you. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Amendment J passes. And our last amendment was the late arrival, Amendment K. Legislator Ryan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I didn't think we were going to vote on K because I kind of thought F would pass, but seeing as how it didn't, K basically restores some funding to some positions that are within the budget that are not funded, and then additional associated benefits with is also the addition of some professional services to the comptroller's department. Again, that the comptroller needs to effectively and efficiently carry out his chartered duties. And obviously the revenue will be coming from the sales tax. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments on K? Again, basically same comments as F and G as far as we want to see the comptroller succeed. He has to succeed for all of our sakes and for county government's sake. Over the $27,000 that he might be short on his budget, nobody's going to get laid off. We will make sure that he has the money one way or another to keep his department whole. And going back to the other, if we hopefully the estimates are a little bit low, as we all hope they are, and we'll have a little extra sales tax money coming in, and this will certainly be one of the areas that we'll be looking at to make sure we shore up. That's my commitment to as part of this going into next year. Other comments?
This is Legislator Kuhn.
Yes.
I just have a quick comment about one way or another. I hope that there are other times that we can do things one way or another. I don't understand that, but thank you.
Well, we're talking $27,000 here in a $1.25 billion budget. So
it's 55, isn't it? $55,579.
I think the comptrollers during his presentation said that he was short $27,000 overall for his budget. That was my recollection. I could be wrong. 27 or 40, because the 15 is a different thing for professional services. Again, no, we will not be. He will be laying off no one in his department, as far as I'm concerned. Other comments?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to agree with what you just said as far as hopefully being able to provide agreed upon, support we can agree on moving into 2021. Like you, I was very pleased to see some movement in discussion on this. As you and I know, this issue was brought up in many, many conversations with the administration, and we've kept this front and center, and moving forward, I'm hopeful that there's something we can do. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call on K. Thank you.
Legislators May,
No.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
No.
Jordan,
No.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Crowley,
No.
Burtis,
No.
Casone,
No.
Cody,
No. No.
Epstein, Kuhn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
No.
McBride,
No.
Mr. Chairman.
No.
6 ayes, 11 opposed.
Amendment K is defeated. So that concludes the amendments that we have. So now we will return to item 3, which is the adopted the budget resolution as amended. Legislator Burtis, any final comments as a whole before we vote on the resolution?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you stated, this is our resolution for the proposed and amended replacement number 3 for the county budget for 2021. This is going to authorize the county executive to enter into contracts and authorize modifications and the necessary things in order to maintain a balanced budget. This is a standard resolution. The changes that we made did not change the tax levy. This is our COVID budget, and it is like no other. What we produced is a $1.25 billion budget, something that we had great attendance and work done by all the legislators. Later, I'm sure we'll thank people, but for now, I would urge its adoption. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Leader Irvin.
I hate to delay things, but my caucus needs a recessed before we vote on the budget.
Okay. 10 minutes again.
Yes, thank you.
And just have, like we did before, have Mr. DeSantis text Darcy, and we'll that way we'll know for everyone to get back in.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Are we staying on or are we caucusing as well? Mr. Chairman?
Casey, I think he already signed off. Look for Nick's link in your email.
Okay, so we are going to be caucusing now. Okay.
Jamie, please let me know when everyone is back in.
Just waiting on Judy right now.
Did somebody reach out to Judy and see if she's having difficulty or?
Oh, yeah, I just texted her. She said she's not able to get back in. Hang on one second.
I have about 8% of my Zoom battery left. I hope that if I disappear, it'll be because I'm trying to find another machine.
Thank you for letting us know. Any update on Judy?
Send her the link. So I'm just waiting to see if she can get in. Here she is.
Okay, Jamie, I got it.
Thank you. Good to hear your voice, Judy. Jamie, would please call the roll?
Legislators May.
Here.
Rowley.
Here.
Here.
So I'll add it and remember resignation so you can have the discussion.
It has been charging the entire time.
Mary, mute yourself.
Yep. If everybody could mute until you're being called, please, so we can get through this.
Tassone.
Here.
Cody.
Here.
Abbott Keenan.
Here.
Hune.
Here.
Ryan.
Here.
Chase.
Here.
Holmquist.
Here.
McBride.
Here.
Bush.
Here.
Jordan.
Here.
Kinney.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Irvin.
Present.
Mr. Chairman.
Here.
17 present, none absent.
Excellent. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so we left off on item number 3, the budget resolution as amended. Before we vote on the resolution as amended, we already heard from Legislator Burgess. Are there comments or questions on the resolution as amended before we vote?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Leader Irvin.
I have been a legislator now for a number of years, and I've never voted no on a budget before. But this budget is problematic for me. I have labored over it from the very beginning and have not been able to reconcile myself with the kinds of things that are not in the budget. And I just really cannot support it this year. I've struggled to look at it positively like I always do, but I just cannot find myself saying yes to this budget. And so I will not be supporting it.
Okay, thank you, Leader Irvin. Other comments? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May.
Yes.
Irvin.
No.
Bush.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Kinney.
No.
Williams.
Was another pallet of school supplies from Walmart. So he took it, ran with it.
Can we mute our phones, please? We all know the order in which the long call goes. Please mute your phone so that we can get through this.
Williams.
No.
Rowley.
Yes.
Burtis.
Yes.
Tassone.
Yes.
Cody.
Yes.
Abbott Keenan.
Yes.
Hune.
No.
Ryan.
No.
Chase.
No.
Holmquist.
Yes.
McBride.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
11 ayes, 6 opposed.
Resolution number 3, the budget resolution as amended, is adopted. Okay, so now we will move on to the rest of the agenda. We have a few budget items left, but mostly a lot of those are transactional in nature that we have to do every year. The council has advised that items number 4 through 21, the nature of those are such that we can do those with a short call. However, if any one of those you do want to vote no after the clerk announces the short call, just make sure you say your name and that you vote no. Okay, so moving along, item number 4, Melanie.
Bloody Brook Drainage District Tax General Apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as read.
Clerk will call, any comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. Any opposed? 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 4 is adopted. Number 5,
Bloody Brook Drainage District Tax, Town of Clay apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 5 is adopted. Number 6,
Bloody Brook Drainage District Tax, Town of Salina apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 6 is adopted. Number 7,
Bear Trap Lake Creek Drainage District Tax, General apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 7 is adopted. Number 8,
Bear Trap Lake Creek Drainage District Tax, Town of Clay apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 8 is adopted. Number 9,
Bear Trap Lake Creek Drainage District Tax, Town of DeWitt apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution number 9 is adopted. Number 10,
Bear Trap Lake Creek Drainage District Tax, Town of Salina apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 10 is adopted. 11,
2021 City Drainage District Abstract.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution number 11 is adopted. Number 12,
Authorizing the general apportionment of Harbor Brook Drainage District Tax.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 12 is adopted. Number 13,
Harbor Brook Drainage District Tax, Town of Geddes apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 13 is adopted. Number 14,
Meadowbrook Drainage District Tax, General apportionment.
Legislator Burtis.
As read.
Comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 14 is adopted. Number 15,
Meadowbrook Drainage District Tax, Town of DeWitt apportionment.
legislator Burtis,
As read, Mr. Chairman.
comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 15 is adopted. Number 16,
Onondaga County Sanitary District 2021 City Abstract.
legislator Burtis,
As read.
comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 16 is adopted. Number 17,
Onondaga County Sanitary District General apportionment.
legislator Burtis,
As read.
comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 17 is adopted. 18,
Allocation of 2021 Onondaga County Water District Special Assessment among zones of assessment and fixing composite rates for the several towns in the city of Syracuse within said district.
legislator Burtis,
As read, Mr. Chairman.
comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 18 is adopted. Number 19,
Onondaga County Water District 2021 City Abstract.
legislator Burtis,
As read.
comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 19 is adopted. Number 20,
Calling for a public hearing on the assessment roll for the Southwood Jamesville Water District.
legislator Burtis,
As read.
comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 20 is adopted. 21,
Calling for a public hearing on the assessment roll for the Warners Water District.
legislator Burtis,
As read.
comments? Clerk will call a short call.
Legislators Abbott, Keenan, May, Irvin, Williams. 17 ayes, none opposed.
Resolution 21 is adopted. So at this time, we'll go back in order to item numbers 1 and 2. Leader May, on my behalf, Leader May.
With me, Chair.
Yep.
I offer, this is actually legislator Burtis's resolution. That's why you threw me off, but I'm fine presenting it. Item 1 presents on your behalf the personnel resolution associated with the budget we just passed.
As amended.
As amended, thank you.
Melanie, would you please read the title?
Providing for the various personnel changes related to the adoption of the 2021 county budget and adopting a revised salary benefit schedule for employees not represented by a bargaining unit.
Okay, thank you. Comments on the personnel resolution?
This is legislator Kuhn.
Yes, legislator Kuhn.
Just a quick comment of when we're talking about what an austerity budget we have and we have no money for anything. It's ironic to be allowing increases at this point in time, particularly for relatively highly paid employees. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Other comments? Clerk will call on call.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
No.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
No,
Williams,
sorry about that.
No.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
Yes.
Sisson,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Abbott Keenan,
Yes.
Kuhn,
No.
Ryan,
No.
Chase,
No.
Holmquist,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
11 ayes, 6 opposed.
Resolution number 1, the personal resolution for the 2021 county budget is approved. Number 2, Leader May, on my behalf.
Thank you, Chairman. I rise and offer item number 2 on your behalf and urge its adoption.
Okay, Melanie?
Providing for the consolidation of the information technology services with the city of Syracuse and authorizing the execution of agreements to implement this resolution.
Thank you. Leader May?
Thank you, Chairman. As read, I think this idea, and I don't think there are many who disagree, has potential. Unfortunately, it came to us a little quickly, and the concept, which is more or less what it is at this point, remains a little bit undeveloped. I think in concept, in principle, virtually everyone here and all the stakeholders in this decision-making process view, smaller government, efficiency, reduced costs, improving information security in a day and age where it's always a threat, are all good things. The plan needs a little bit more work, a little bit more development. That's where our caucus has been from the beginning on this. In fact, our colleagues from the city have sent us, each of us on the legislature, a letter stating their position, which seems to be, somewhat consistent with ours, in that we just want to understand this a little bit more. All things considered, I think it's important to keep the idea alive. My recommendation and offer is to move or table this to committee so that the concept can be further developed. Again, to explore all of the ins and outs of this proposal and gain a better understanding so that we can make an informed decision on behalf of both county and city taxpayers. So I move the table to committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Or Leader May, I should say. Other comment, we do have a motion on the table to committee. Is there a second for that?
Chairman Linda Irvin, second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the motion to table? Did somebody speak up? I'm sorry. Just a few comments from my perspective. There was a time, not too many years ago when the IT department was someone you called to help you set up a new computer, or if you forgot your password, or something else pretty basic. You had a new software program you wanted to load. Those were kind of the good old days, I guess. Unfortunately, we are in a new world. The county, as we all know, as well as the city, our systems are under attack every day, 365 days, 24/7. someone from somewhere is trying to break into our system. So the IT departments for not just the county, but everywhere have just become integral, very, very, very important parts of our operations to ensure the safety and security of our data, our money, our personal information, everything you can imagine. So I take this proposal very, very, very seriously. Yeah, as Leader May said, this absolutely has potential. It's something I think we need to consider further by tabling it to committee. We can talk about it at committee next week if we want to, or we don't have to, but we can continue working on this. We could bring this back. We've got a session in 2 weeks. You know, if there was, you know, a significant, more information and, you know, some thoughts to move it forward, we could go that quickly. So, but by tabling this to committee, it allows us to do that. So I support that. And like I said, I think there's a lot more to consider here. If we can combine our resources and make both the city and the county government's systems safer and more secure, then, you know, I certainly support it wholeheartedly. We just have to make sure we understand how it's going to work. So with that, any other comments?
Chairman, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would just, I certainly support the concept and its idea, fully support sending this back to committee, tabling it, and I certainly agree with everything that you said, Mr. Chairman. I would just like to add one thing, that I think that when we get this to committee and we start the discussions, I think that maybe we should sit down and have a working group, maybe perhaps a working committee with a couple of the counselors from the city of Syracuse, so that maybe some members of the legislature and some members of the council can sit down in a small working group to perhaps maybe get a better understanding from the perspective of what will be coming over, and just so that we are all on the same page. And because I think we all agree that, you know, that it's a good concept, but the devil's going to be in the details. And I think that the more that we all know, the more that we all work together, the more that we are all on the same page, will ultimately lead to a better product and an execution of a good agreement, and hopefully a good merger and a good consolidation. So I would just offer that. Those are just my thoughts, and you know, I'm willing to volunteer my services. So thank you.
I think that has potential. Absolutely. Good thought. Other comments?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Legislator Kenny.
Thank you very much. I want to echo that I'm a big believer in shared services and smaller government and consolidation. I'm curious as to if we could give some thought how the other legislators feel about just having one IT department for the whole county. Let the towns and villages jump in and you know, save everyone money and make everything more secure. Just my 2 cents. Thank you.
It certainly could have some potential as the cost of this security software, you know, skyrockets. There could absolutely be some efficiencies there. Other comments? Hearing none, clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May.
You're muted.
We're voting on the table, correct, Chairman?
Yes, so a yes means to table to committee, a no means we'll come back and consider an up or down vote on this.
Thank you. Yes.
Irvin?
Yes.
Bush?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
Kinney?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Rowley?
Yes.
Burtis?
Yes.
Tassone?
Yes.
Cody?
Yes.
Abbott Keenan?
Yes.
Kuhn?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Holmquist?
Yes.
McBride?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
17 ayes, none opposed.
Motion to table to committee item number 2 is adopted. At this time, we will proceed to the last item on the agenda, which is the local law. Melanie, would you read that, please?
You're on mute.
A local law amending the Onondaga County Charter and the Onondaga County Administrative Code regarding the transfer of mental health services and community services to the Department of Children and Family Services.
Again, this is a local law. Legislator Abbott Keenan.
Yes, so this is basically going to be moving this underneath the umbrella with one commissioner as read.
So we're moving the mental health services from the aging to children and family services.
Yes, and it will create efficiency and that it will be under one umbrella. So I would urge everybody to support this.
Thank you. Other comments? Clerk will call a long call.
Legislators May,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Kinney,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Rowley,
Yes.
Burtis,
Yes.
DeSone,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Abbott Keenan,
Yes.
Yoon,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmquist,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
17 ayes, none opposed.
Local law is adopted. Okay, moving along. There's no unfinished business. Announcements from the chair. Just as we wrap up this budget session, I'd just like to echo what Legislator Burtis said as far as we really appreciate everyone's attendance. It was excellent, even with the challenges. Unfortunately, today it was made much more difficult by the situation that we're in from a COVID standpoint. Having to do this virtually, it was very difficult, but I got through it. We got through it. We appreciate everyone's patience on that. Especially like to thank our staff, starting with the clerk, who carried out her first budget very, very well and efficiently. Again, even with all the challenges of the way we had to do this. Obviously, Darcy's second budget, but then again did a great job. Lots of hours, lots of weekends, lots of evenings to get this accomplished, especially with the Thanksgiving holiday right in the middle of it, which made it that much more difficult. And the entire rest of the staff, Melanie, Ryan, Deb, John, Nick, really appreciate everyone's extra efforts. No one complained about staying late, coming in early, or braving the pandemic here. So also we did have a few of our our staff members, volunteer to go help at some of the testing clinics that county employees have been manning all along. And I know Melanie Velarde and John DeSantis both did that, I think, last week. So again, we appreciate them volunteering for that and appreciate their efforts. So again, we appreciate everyone's dedication to the process. And with that, Leader May, do you have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Thank you, Chairman. I move to adjourn until December 17th, 2020.
We are adjourned.